If Jamie, if we're looking at some key things for building a culture of high productivity, I think definitely touched on some already, but what's something that comes to mind for that high productivity level for our firm owners and leaders here?
Yeah, look, I think in terms of high productivity at a high level, every firm owner here and every say employee here, you must have a vision for either your firm or your career, and it must be in writing. It's got to be in writing and not vague. It needs to be in detail. A lot of people say, yeah, I've got goals and that, but they don't have them in writing and they're very vague. So, whatever point you are in your career, have your goals in detail written down so that you know what they are. That would be the first thing, because you got to know, like, why you're doing this. What's the why? Simon Sinek, all the greats, they talk about, what's your why? So that'd be the first thing that leads to productivity. You want to be able to get out of bed, not because you have to, but because, like the other day, I think, for example, my son was going for a surf and he got out of bed. You know what he said? He said, "Oh, Dad, it's easy to get out of bed when you know what you want." Isn't that a classic, everyone? It's easy to get out of bed when you know what you want.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a first point. I think the second point is there's two things I really believe in. I'm getting old now, I'm 52 next week. But this is 2 points I'll make, is surround yourself with the right people. You will be the average of your 5 closest associates. Another thing I've read is you will earn within $10,000 of the 3 people that you associate with professionally. So surround yourself with the right people. That rule of 33, a third of your time learning from mentors, people who have done it before you. It's so important that we forget this. So I think the second point, this high performing productivity, is learn from others how they're doing it. Someone who's done it before you. And, Wize, the community and all the intellectual property, there's hours of videos. There's so much now, isn't there, Kristy? Like these sessions that we've had, they're all recorded. Just even if you watch 1 hour a week and just take 1 little percent. What am I going to learn? What did Ed say in that session? Geez, I could do that.
Yeah.
So
look, I think too, when you're unsure of what is that quad 2 activity or what is that 1 hour a day time, that look into the resources that you have access to. Look at a recording.
Yeah, I think that'd be my second point, is just be careful with who you listen to. That's very important. Who you surround yourself with, and that includes your teams that you build in that people aspect. The third point would be, I think, to build a great culture. And in building a great culture, the way to do that is to develop win-win relationships. So if it's in your business, one of the little things that you might be able to do is a profit sharing arrangement that we promote at Wize. Learn how to do that. How does that work? That's win-win. Document what your own goals are, but more importantly, building a great culture, document what the career goals are of each individual person that's in each team all the way through. And then make a concerted effort to support them to achieve their career goals. And they might know what it is. That doesn't matter. You can do that together. But if you do that together from you and the top down, that will create a great culture. Because, imagine working in a firm where the leadership understands what your goal is and is willing to help you get there, and you define what success for you means together. I wouldn't want to leave. Why would you want to leave?
Yeah, absolutely. It's even in your own goals with your firm, to know the goals of your team members. You can identify who is going to help you with that next team creation or that next leadership role. It's, I know for me in my firm, I've got my production manager for my second team. I don't have a second team yet. We're a little while off that, but I've already had someone express an interest in that kind of position. So
Mhm.
It's now taking time to nurture him and give him the skills and see if he is the right fit for that. So when you identify the goals of your team members, you can help create alignment with your own goals in your firm and identify who is
That's
coming
right.
on that journey and who is comfortable where they are without causing disruption of, oh, I've got a second team, I need you to be the leader of that one. That doesn't work for everyone. So having the open conversations, as you say, creating that strong culture in your team to communicate, collaborate, and work in an interdependent way.
Yeah, but I would think that would sort of be the three main ways to, at a high level, to achieve a high level of productivity that's internalized, not just like on the surface. Dr. Covey talks about this. I can't remember which chapter, but he talks about the personality ethic and the character ethic. The personality ethic is very superficial. It's like, oh, we've got to work faster. We've got to be better. We've got to be more efficient. And he shows an example of an iceberg. The personality ethic's just the top of the iceberg that tips out of the water. But the character ethic, the reason why the reason why you're a bookkeeper or an accountant, what's the why? The reason why you're staying with this firm, do your values align with the firm's values? And is that motivating you to get out of bed every day? And so the character ethic is the big part under the water that you don't see. But what's going to drive the most efficiency is the big part that you can't see. Hopefully everyone understands that. So it's probably the discussions that we may not have as we normally do, but they've got to be had because you're trying to achieve something special.
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
thing. And so if you can get into that character ethic and understand why people do what they do, why they chose this career and what they want to get out of their career and their life, you will tap into more efficiency, more productivity than you ever dreamed of.
Yeah, absolutely.